Keemstar for letting this shit go on. I mean this from the bottom of my heart. F you.
I get dumb like stupid niggas. I'm
The Messiah.
a murder piece. You say they ain't heard of me. I show up with my coffin feet. When I get mad, I can swing for eternity.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen of Lowcow Live, Boogie to 988, coming at you live once again through the power of the internet. And with me, as always, Tommy C, Wings of Redemption. This time we got 8-Bit Eric.
Howdy.
And the reason we've got 8-Bit Eric is because this is a, as the title should tell you, is a very rich ReviewTechUSA focused episode. Because as of the recording of this, last night, Rich had a complete and total meltdown about this show in our live stream.
He's been having a meltdown all week.
Of course I called him out.
I called him out.
But I'm just going to say, Rich, since I know you're watching this on live stream, in my opinion, you've been having a meltdown for at least a year. This is like I went this exact path. I get it. And I want to show you, regardless of this podcast, which is way more successful than you currently are, the path that you're going down ends in me. Well, it ends in my irrelevancy. It ends in my infamy. Do you want this, Rich, or would you rather just get help?
Well, dude,
why don't you stop acting like you give a shit about it? Rich was right about one fucking thing.
I don't.
No, you don't.
I
Rich
don't.
was right about
I
one
don't.
thing. We're using
I just think he should do it.
His meltdown to get views. He's absolutely
of course
right. So
yeah,
100%
correct about that. Yeah.
Hey, real quick.
No, Rich.
I could not.
Rich bullied me when I was on top, and then Rich bullied me when I was on the bottom.
Dude, I could not believe,
I ain't got
though,
too much worries about.
I could not believe though last night when I saw y'all stuff first, and I was just like, I was driving, I had to pull over when Jordy just freaking told it like it was on Rich. I was like, my God, this was beautiful. Like I'm the biggest Wings of Redemption fan now, hands down. And
oh yeah,
seeing his reaction, because he live reacted to it, like you could just see like he was just so angry. Like there was venom, like there was things that he wanted to say that he couldn't say. But the beauty of it is that he was saying that you guys were lying, but it was all stuff that's documented. Like Wings mentioned that clip.
What did we accuse him of or anything? Because I saw the thing and I tried to ask Boogie.
Jordy,
I tried to ask Boogie like 3-4 times, and Wings did say something. We never got to the reason he was melting down. The only thing that I heard was Wings said that Andy Worski and I guess PPP are trying to kind of frame him as a PDF file because they found inappropriate pictures next to like normal pictures of his kids, which is
well here's the thing about that. Here's the thing about that is they didn't have to find that because Rich said it on live stream. He goes, hey guys, they think they got me because they found bikini pictures of 16-year-old girls in my Dropbox.
They're teenage girls. They took pictures of themselves like in bikinis and shit. They're going to try to make it like, did it look like I was accessing them? When was they were accessed the last time they had their phones before their new ones?
Let me be fair about this. Can I be fair about this? His ex had pictures of kids. They went to the beach. There was pictures of them at the beach, and they happened to be in bikinis. They were not sexual.
So I'm
Hey,
but Eric, I'm file 2. My daughter's 16. And
I never said he was a file. I don't think
he is either. Again, this is bait. No, this is just straight up bait.
Yeah.
These are people like, number one, they're so in Rich's mind, in his head, that he's like, I better self-report about this in case someone found it. I better self-report.
Yeah.
So he got out in front of it and made himself look bad.
Yeah. And so he gave them all the bait they need, and now they've been trolling him about that. And of course, shows like ours or shows like Kino Casino, of course, they're going to take your weakness and they're going to exploit it because that's what this business is now.
Well, that's the first rule.
It's not great, but it is.
That's the first rule you and Wings always say.
I like that he
that's
said
the first
his mother was
That's the
sick,
first rule
like,
that you and Wings have said before. Y'all said once they get to you, don't let them know they're getting to you. He thought he was getting ahead of the curve by saying, these guys think that they're going to get me and call me a file because I have pictures of 16-year-old girls in bikinis. Like, he didn't have to say any of that.
No, he didn't, and then he could defend himself afterward.
To be fair, I got this advice from Rich. Rich gave me this advice. He goes, here's how to stop being a lowcow.
Yeah, pre-divorce Rich there are two riches. Rich, I know you're reacting to this. So there are two riches as far as I can tell. There's the pre-divorce rich, the married rich, who seemed to have his head on his shoulders and some common sense and some decency. And then there's eating edibles on live stream, meltdown crazy rich. I'm trying not to be hyperbolic here because he took a great, I said it was like drooling on live stream and staring off into space. Obviously that's hyperbolic, and he took that very serious because he's that person now. He's that person now. He doesn't understand comedy, jokes, hyperbole, any of it. So I'm going to be very literal. But this version of Rich makes 2019 Boogie look like a sane person. It's wild what you're doing, Rich. It really is. Get your shit together.
Trying to figure out what he's doing. So he meltdown because you kind of called him out last night, right?
Yeah.
And in the midst of all this, I'm just trying to understand this. Andy Warski is because he got out in front of it, got a hold of what was that guy, Eric? What was that guy's computer? The
JKB.
JKB here.
His former editor.
His former editor sent that's good. His former senator sent the laptop to what's his name, Warski and them. And before they went through it, he came out and says, you're going to find photographs of 16-year-old girls, which made things a lot worse.
Oh, no. Girls, that wasn't, that's not it. That's not how it happened.
What is it? Because no one's able to explain this.
So Kino Casino was going to have a stream where they're going to talk about an incident where Review Tech was trying to like blackmail a 16-year-old kid. And their title of the stream was like RTU talks to 16-year-old kid. So RTU thought they were going to talk about the bikini. Pics.
No.
So it wasn't even related. It wasn't even related to it. Rich comes on. Yes, Rich comes on stream and says, "Oh, they think they're going to get one up on me, but guess what? Somebody hacked my Dropbox, and there was pictures in there." And then from there, like live real time, Kino Casino's like, what the fuck is he talking about? This guy is exposing himself and blah, blah. And then now JKB came out.
That's so
JKB
funny.
came out because it turns out that computer that Rich gave JKB, he was going to give to DSP. And he left all of his stuff logged in. So Jay was able to access it inside the Dropbox and see it for himself.
No. God, Rich, you're a tech guy, for Christ's sakes.
Yeah. I get, getting that wasted, I guess, makes you not think about these types of things.
The reason why he's pissed off at y'all is because he's trying to paint this defense, the shield that everybody's saying he's a bad father. You guys didn't say that.
Yeah, I heard that yesterday, and I couldn't remember. Did we say something about it? I thought maybe
no.
Yeah, Jordy, what exactly was it you said yesterday?
Because what I said was that the worst part about it, he gets blasted out of his fucking mind while his kid's there, and he expects his elderly mother to take care of his kid.
I don't touch marijuana when my kids are here, Wings. I don't touch it. I don't even touch it to go to fucking sleep.
I hope the editor actually takes what we actually said that night and puts it juxtaposed it with.
Yeah, I'm sure that they will. Yeah, yeah.
Because I heard that.
Or even show Rich's meltdown.
I don't remember.
Yeah, no. 110%. You guys didn't say anything that was not based off of evidence that's online, like a video clip.
Rich, if somebody would have been that blatant about it, I probably would have said something. I have 2 kids. Yeah. I mean, I don't really like that. There is a line for me. I mean,
yeah, absolutely.
And the worst,
that line is not against having you on, though. You're right.
With his kid there.
Yeah, you didn't see the fucking clip where like his mother's like, I can't take care of her. You can't come do this. She's crying.
Damn.
This is the kind of shit to get CPS to come to your house and you don't give a fit, you fucking slobs, because it's good content for you. You said it's for a paycheck. I hate all of you now.
If CPS gets called, number one, hopefully your house is correct and your situation is correct. So they're just going to come in and check, and who cares, right? Let them in. If the cops want in my house right now, I'll let them in. I don't care. I'm not hiding.
To be fair about this, that is a super hassle because like I've gotten cops come through my house like 5 or 6 times now.
Yeah,
there's
nothing fine.
I'll say it right now. I think Rich is being treated really unfairly. All right, but it's his own doing, and there's a super easy. And I think he's reached this point. I wouldn't say this to just any creator. Quit.
Yeah,
it's time to quit.
But the thing is,
you have kids. Your elderly mother's sick. Like, that's my problem. I can tell you it absolutely. I didn't think of it once until right now. That's not our problem. And it's like really like no, understand, like it really isn't my problem. So if you have all these problems going on, maybe it's time to walk away from this life. Now, I'm not going to say it's easy because it's a great job. You see Boogie hanging onto it by a string. But it might be time to go. If your family is more important, if people are going to use your kids, your parenting, and I'm actually being serious for a change. I'm not doing any kind of Tommy C bit right now. It might be time to walk.
I wouldn't go that far.
Really?
Like here's the thing. Rich is worried about his numbers up. But let's just take that scenario where his elderly mother comes in like, yo, the kid's having a tantrum. I don't know what to do. I need your help. Be like, hey, chat, give me 5 minutes. Throw a splash screen on. Go handle it. If it takes 15 minutes, it takes 15 minutes.
And he's never going to do that.
But that's all it takes to do that. And it makes him look like a good parent. It gives you reward. And what are you going to do? Lose 100 people that don't have the attention span? You're going to lose them anyway.
Yeah. Dude, the thing is nobody knew that his mother was sick. Nobody said anything about his mother last night when y'all did y'all stream. Nobody said any of that. He's like DSP.
Just that she was elderly.
He's like DSP. He brings up shit that has nothing to do with what you guys are saying or what anybody's saying, and he uses it as a shield.
It's called a red herring fallacy. That's what it is.
Yeah, and nobody mentioned CPS. Yeah. Does he not see by him mentioning people calling CPS, he's literally telling his trolls, call CPS on me by mentioning it?
No, you're right.
Yeah, it would be such a hassle. It would ruin my life. Please don't call CPS. What the else is going to happen, Rich? And here's the thing, Rich, like, I don't think Tommy's entirely correct. I don't think you need to quit forever, but I do think a cool off period while you correct the ship is probably smart. That in retrospect, that's what I wish I did.
Doing things the way he's doing and feeding the trolls like he is. If he cannot, all right, let me put this caveat in there. If you can't stop feeding the trolls, you have to put family first.
Yeah,
it's just that simple.
Of course.
I mean, that's real. Yeah. That's not me being. That's not my act. That's not my lowcow persona. My SFTP's persona. That's like really. If it comes like, look, if my wife came in here right now and said I'm having trouble with my, I said, get the fuck out of here. That's it, Jack. I'm fucked. I mean, that's every the rules are for everybody, and you keep breaking them. Right. And you can blame me for your fucking sick mom. You're right. I don't care. You're absolutely. It's not my responsibility to care. Right. I like somebody accused me yesterday. You don't care about that girl with Dr. Disrespect. You're right. I don't, because I don't have better things to do with Pearl Clutch. I'm going to let the internet eat that guy alive.
I don't even know if it is a girl.
We don't know anything.
We're just minors, all we know.
My point is, like, they put, you don't care about my dilemma? Yes. The whole world doesn't care about your dilemma. You're well over 40. You're younger than me, for Christ's sakes. Everybody doesn't care. Why don't you put yourself in the best position not to get trolled? And the first thing is, I don't know, ignore 8-Bit Eric. Ignore those guys. If you can't do it, then eat your it's coming.
Yeah, because you are, Eric, the reason we want to know in the show is because you are effectively Rich's biggest detractor. Like,
I'm not a fucking detractor.
You're an A-logger.
That's what I know, but that's what Rich would call you. That's what Rich would call you.
Okay. I would say I think Keto Casino is his number one. I'm a second.
You're number
but here's the funny thing. Here's the funny thing. I had nothing to do. I f***ed away from Rich for weeks, probably over a month. And you know how him and his former editor Jay, they get back together, they get back together. Suddenly they were planning on streaming together, and then all of a sudden they hate each other. And then I tune into his live stream and I tune into his Twitter, and there's Discord voicemails where he's telling his Discord to dig up dirt on me and anyone criticizing him, because he's gonna make all of our lives living hell, and we're gonna regret ever going against him.
And he don't want to put the legword in himself.
This is why it's a sin. This is why revenge is a sin. And by the way,
and the worst that I told him was, dude, please get off the internet and go with your family and take care of your kids. Get off the internet. You need to take a break. And he's acting like I mocked his kids. I didn't mock his kids saying that.
Nope. The reality of it is, you're right. Eye for an eye never works, especially in this industry, right? Yeah. Like, it is kind of fun to take the piss out of your trolls or whatever.
But if you live by it, if you absolutely have to get even, you're probably going to get up or make a locale of yourself, being in the process of getting even. Yeah. Most of the stuff that I've covered when people, when their careers went belly up, they were in the process of getting an even with somebody else. This is somewhere I'm an expert in. And it all leaked. That's what happened to Rich. And I've seen it happen like 20 other times before.
Yeah, and you're absolutely right, Tommy. But the funny thing is every time he reacts, he unveils new stuff that nobody knew about, and it just piles on,
which is wild.
It's weird.
Yeah, which is really wild. Like, I'm someone who's had very little filter, and yes, people have called me out on it. I've used like my bad luck as a shield in a form of covert narcissism. That's not even what I feel like Rich is doing. No. Rich is just stupid. Either he's too out of his mind, crazy, too drunk, too whatever he is. I don't know
what it is,
but he just can't shut the up.
What it is, Boogie, is he announced in those Discord messages where he wanted to dig up dirt that he's basically going scorched earth.
I'm not holding back anymore. The ship is sinking, and man, I'm going to stir up everything while it's sinking.
His big gotcha. No, like literally, guys, y'all need to go look it up. His mods were leaking this.
Yeah, get us these emails for the video. I want to have
all of his loyal mods were like, "Dude, Rich, please get off the internet." They're leaking everything to me, Kino, Jay. They're leaking it to every detractor. Like Snort, they leaked it to everybody. You know what his big gotcha on me was? His big gotcha for me saying be a dad was that he was making fun that I wrote a book and he was watching my wrestling matches on stream. Like, I'm a wrestler.
I bet they suck, though.
No, they don't. You need to watch it. He watched one.
Good?
He watched one where I kicked a midget. That's awesome.
Pretty good. That is pretty awesome. I take that back, Eric.
Yeah. No, Eric's a really entertaining wrestler. I mean, he's not Hulk Hogan, but goddamn, he's fun to watch.
Are you?
Yeah, if you look up, I have a whole playlist. I tweeted it while he was live streaming. I said, dude, because he goes, Eric's gonna be seething that I'm watching this, and I'm like, dude, that's awesome. Thank you, Rich. And I sold 37 books when he mocked it. I sold 37 fucking books. So I'm living the life. You can talk about my book and watch my matches all you want, Rich. I'm gonna go get a steak dinner out of you, dude.
So I got a question. Like I know this. Everybody might know the answer, but me on this one. But like, what caused Rich and Jay to separate? Beginning. They were almost at 1 million subs.
It's like a Tootsie Roll. How many licks does it get to get to the center? Nobody may ever fucking know with this.
Can I give a round of applause to JKB? He has played both this game and Rich perfectly.
Oh, definitely.
Like, it's insane how well he's done. Well, and in fact, I saw a clip of him live streaming saying that he's not just made $1,000 or $2,000 in a night, that he's made several thousand in a night. And I watched Rich react to that, and he was seething. I've never seen Rich angrier. If I came into his house and kicked his elderly mom in the chin, he wouldn't have been that mad.
Rich says he got $400 tonight. So he got the money he wanted. I'm not going to say how much money has come in tonight. I don't even know the actual amount.
Yeah, dude, you got it today because of what happened on Twitter. Wow. Like, okay, Jay. Like, I don't like it. And again, it is not jealousy, but even people who don't like me know that. I know there's no way every stream is like this because all 180 people watching it will be bankrupt.
Just say, I got more than $400 tonight. I got more than $1,000 tonight. I got more than $1,500 tonight. That's where.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that happened because you got pity bucks. Well done.
Dude, I field gold him. Wow. I field gold him hard. And I was like, dude, Rich picked the perfect match to showcase because I kick a midget. It
doesn't get more entertaining than that.
Does Rich not know that wrestling is like predetermined in stage?
Yeah,
right?
No. That was the other thing.
It's all part of the plan.
That was the other thing, Jordan. That he was all like, dude, why is he acting like this? He's so cringe. Why is he such a narcissist? Dude, wrestling. I'm a bad guy. I'm a bad guy in the ring. I'm supposed to make you think that.
The wrestling, the midget kicked you. The midget when you were in the corner
he kicked me in the nuts.
On the corner ropes of the turn, but he kicked you in the nuts. The midget.
Yeah. so that dude, we used to try to get him drunk because you think, oh, he's tiny. It takes just like one. I don't know where he was putting it or he was pranking us, but I swear to God.
Oh God, I just saw you kick the midget. I just saw you kick the midget. Yeah, that's so uncool, Rich.
Bro, and he tried to downplay it. He tried to downplay that. He goes, "Oh, look, he kicked the midget." And he liked it because he's grinning when he's reacting to it.
That's weird.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not. Look, it's not WWF quality.
Can we show this
but
on like? Could we like show this on Polar? That midget kick?
Yeah, I'm sure that we can. I mean, it is obviously staged.
I was able to get the the tag to baby come.
He didn't even know that.
How
He
do
didn't
you
even
not-
know. He didn't even know there was like indie or regional wrestling. He thought there's just like WWE. So he's like,
what?
So he's like, oh, why are you writing a book? You're a failure. You never had a big money contract. Dude, there's thousands of regional wrestlers everywhere.
Yeah, no, I know that. I'm from New Jersey. I know that. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, that was a hotbed.
Everyone knows that.
No, I
Everyone
don't think so. I
knows
think
that.
there's pockets of wrestling here. Maybe you guys down
Yeah.
south, but the area, like I grew up right next to where they used to do a Ring of Honor. CM Punk and Samoa Joe used to do the place where they filmed The Wrestler. One of the final big events. I forget what it's in Rahway. And it's a town over.
Yeah. Well, even close by you, man, Parsippany. That's where like ECW was at, Philadelphia. Like you're in the hotbed of like Northeast wrestling.
I'm in the East Coast wise. I'm in like wrestling city, but there are places in between that don't have the wrestling thing.
Yeah.
I mean, I used to go to matches and stuff, and it's a good time. And I'm not saying you're a good wrestler. I'm not going to say you're a top line wrestler, but you know,
no, but
you had to do it. I'll give you this.
I mean,
I wanted to do this really, really bad when I was.
Yeah.
I didn't get.
I like to toot my own horn. I think I'm great. I think I'm entertaining at it. Do I look like a wrestler? No, but that's what makes wrestling good. Is there's guys who are like,
how you were. I mean, you're kind of.
I'll tell you. I watched him wrestle at Southeast Game Exchange. By the way, I'll be there next weekend. So if you guys want to come see me after this up, but Southeast Game Exchange in South Carolina, watch him wrestle, and they did this like video game thing where everybody dressed up as characters, and everybody there was like professional. A lot of them looked like wrestlers. I mean, like they're all amateurs, but they look good. But Eric carried it. I mean, like I really felt like he was the storyline through it. He was entertaining the whole time through. He was pretty much active throughout most of it. And he really got his crowd work was above and beyond.
So cursory review.
Maybe he's
I'm watching the score. Cursory review. I'm a little bit of a wrestling, I don't know, critic. He doesn't have the technical ability, but he does seem to be getting the crowd into it as far as his his heel work looks decent. It's not WWF level, let's be honest, but it's
absolutely not.
It's like 100 people. There's like 100 people, 200 people in here. They're enjoying it. Who cares, you know?
Yeah.
Can I ask Russ a question?
Yeah.
These are got nothing to do with Rich, but just stuff I've always wondered because I watched wrestling a lot when I was a kid. I kind of got out of it like in the early 2000s. I noticed that you wore like tights, like the kind of like Stone Cold wore. Like what goes into like wearing like the full length leg tight versus like the tighty whitey tights? Like what's the choice there?
Whatever you want, right?
It's just what you feel better. And some guys like the long tights because they feel it holds their muscles better. So like, maybe you twist like your ankle or your knee gives out. Some people feel it gives like support. You know what I mean? Like a knee brace almost.
Some guys don't like tights at all. Some guys don't wear boots.
For me,
which tights?
For me though, I'm sorry.
Which tights best hide your giant snake penis?
None.
That's very important.
None. I have to like.
Do you wear a cup?
No, I don't.
Do you strap it back like a trans woman? What do you do?
How do we know about this giant snake penis?
Oh, I've seen it like 8 times.
I've showed Boogie.
I've seen it like 8 times.
But anyways, to answer this real quick, I wear
in the bathroom next to the urinal. What y'all doing?
Like at a party. Yeah. Like we'll go to these conventions, and then afterwards, the convention is just be like the 4 of us that are all close friends, just fucking around.
Yes.
And then
absolutely.
they were joking about like. We're joking about like Eric's got a huge monster wiener, and I'm like, show it.
And what I do is I tell
I'll
people, hey, I'll show it if you buy me a video game, I'll show it. That's what I say. So
I didn't have to buy him.
Anyways,
shit. He was flattered. He was like, "Thank you for asking."
I've seen Boogies. I've seen Boogies legit. Anyway,
yeah, I've seen it. Yeah.
Anyway,
you touched it at the last one.
To answer your question, Boogie.
What are y'all doing?
To answer your question, Boogie, I wear multiple layers of underwear underneath the trunks. Now, to answer Jordy's question, for me, I like to work with what I know is going to get a reaction. I have hairy legs, so I wear something that shows that off, so people could heckle me and be like, "Dude, shave your legs. You look frumpy. You look like an Ewok. Get out of here!" Like I don't have the muscular look, so I have to have the opposite. I have to have the get the fuck out of here heat. I have to have people be like, "Dude, get out of here!" And
you gotta look like Prince Albert.
People have to throw me around for me You know what I mean? My job is for people to pick me up, throw me around, kick me in the nuts, slap me, and then when I'm in charge, it's because I cheated. I poked the eyes, I low blow. I was wrestling women a lot because I'm smaller, so I would wrestle.
You're what, 5'9"? I was looking at you're what, 5'9"?
I'm 5'6". I'm 5'6".
You're 5'6"?
So
oh, okay.
I would do like how, I don't know if you guys remember Andy Kaufman back in the day would wrestle women.
Yeah,
I was doing that where I was winning like women titles and all this and challenging the girls.
That's so funny.
And, so
now
you'd
be the hero. Nowadays you'd be the hero.
Right? Why is that not a thing? Oh my god!
No, there is.
If you just started wrestling feminists,
no, there's a lot of stuff
that all day.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff, man, like that. But to touch on real quick, back to Rich, he was trying to say like he would whip me and throw me around. This dude tore his ACL going upstairs one time. How is that possible? You're telling me he could do that? Hell no.
Yeah, you're not in incredible shape, but you're not fat.
No. But ring shape. It's like with boxing, you know.
Yeah. Well, that's mostly cardio, right? Ring shape is cardio, right?
Yeah.
Do you think Rich would have beat homeboy with the right wing commentator Quartering? Yeah.
No.
Because Rich backed out the fight and it disappointed me so badly.
Well, you saw when I was on with y'all, I called him out on that. He got caught off guard when I was like, dude, you ain't gonna do nothing. You backed out of the fight. I think Quartering would have whooped his ass, dude. Hands down. Because Quartering's a Midwestern boy.
He's a Rich big pussy. Like, don't oversell him, please.
No, but between him and Rich,
yeah,
I mean, there's not much to oversell there.
A guy in a dress, a guy in a dress whipped Quartering's ass. Let's not forget.
Well, see, like if Wings,
that is true. Yeah,
if Wings and Quartering box, I think Wings could hold his own against Quartering.
Really?
Yeah, Wings did freaking. I was impressed. I was impressed with Wings. I was impressed.
Of course, I'm actually very agile. Like I'm way more agile than boxing allows me to show off.
That's why I always.
Because if Boogie came to me, he's like, "Let's wrestle in September." I'm like, I'm gonna murder you in actual wrestling.
Well, Boogie wanted me to train him.
The play stuff. He's like the play stuff. I'm like, I can do that. Because I thought Boogie wanted to actual Greco-Roman wrestle, like a MMA style.
This match I'm watching was 12 years ago. So are you still wrestling?
Yeah. Yes. I just had one this last week, and I won in 3 days actually.
Okay.
So
it was like, I'm up like Boogie. I'll take your back and choke you out before the round even starts.
I don't want to expose Boogie any, but literally that week before y'all's fight, he was in Houston with us at Retropalooza last year, and he was eating so much pizza that weekend. I was like, all right, there's no way he's winning this fight.
Expose me. Tell everyone all my.
I wish you would have told me this because I was over here punching my bag, getting sores, and like eating religiously healthy.
Hey, that's good though.
25 pounds worth of fight.
That's good though.
I found that 25.
I was having nightmares about this motherfucker, thinking he had like personal trainers and he was going to come in here and embrace my ass. And it's like,
I wanted.
My personal trainer was me going back into physical therapy for 6 weeks. That's what that was. I needed him to train me to be able to walk long enough to get my ass to England.
Oh yeah.
So I asked Billy the Fridge because Billy does some wrestling too. Like, what do you have a bump that you remember vividly that you would never do again?
So when they grab Ric Flair and they like toss him, like they flip him off the top rope.
Off the rope. Yeah.
I did that to the outside of the ring through a table, and my ankles hit the concrete, and I must have broke my ankles because, like, literally, like within the hour, they were black, completely black.
Where the table was it like one of those like prop tables?
No.
I've
never used a prop table. It's always been an actual table that you go through, and what it does is it gives you like a split second, like where you hit it breaks your fall, but you still, if you're going on concrete underneath you, you're still landing on that concrete. And my dumb ass was like, hey, I'm gonna get thrown through. I didn't think my feet would still hit the ground unprotected, so I had to wrestle the next day with bruised up freaking feet and ankles, and I would never do that bump again. And I also did light tubes. There's a light tube match on YouTube somewhere where we're using fluorescent light tubes hitting each other, and we just drank whiskey all day and took like aspirin so our blood could be thinner, so we could just bleed and gush. And it was wild. It had thumbtacks, light tubes, ladders.
How much you get paid regional for doing this kind of stuff?
It depends where it's at. Some places I've gotten as high as 400. Some places I've gotten 150. Sometimes I got low, like 30. It just depends. And obviously, if it's something,
because you hear the horror stories where like people do like these jumping off of tractor trailers and like stuff through tables and like you get $50. It's like, why would you risk your life for like $50.
I see. That's the thing, though, is it goes on levels. It goes on a scale. If I know I'm getting paid decent money, then I'll open the bag of tricks a little bit more. If it's something
right, but you ever see that clip? You ever see that clip online where like this guy's in like a gymnasium and he like climbs up off the bleachers onto the side of the wall and he jumps onto the guys on the table, but he misses. He over jumps and lands on the concrete. Like, why would you ever do that spot even for $400? Because that's a lifetime of pain.
I'm old school. My idol was Ric Flair, so I just say, what would Ric Flair do in this match, and I just do what he does. I don't try to do.
Yeah, but Ric Flair does like off the top rope. He does like the face bump. He has his stuff. He has his gimmicks, and none of Ric Flair's gimmicks are like, I'm going to throw myself.
No, absolutely. It's just weird. I think what it is at this point is social media makes a lot of people think, hey, I could go viral by doing this crazy thing. Even if it fucks up, it'll go viral. And that's how people put their names out. Because back in the day, you used to have to send a VHS tape to somebody just to get them to give you a tryout. You know, now it's like you just get your phone and you're on it.
You know, it's interesting because you and I talked about me doing stand-up comedy at one point, right? And one of the things, like all my stand-up comedian friends, Johnny Jello, say hi if you're watching this, by the way, text me. But he'll tell you, any comedian will tell you, there's a high for doing it, right? Like the very first time you step on the stage, whether you got booed or whether you got cheered, you're going to find out if it's for you and if you'll get a rush from it. And the more you make people laugh, the happier you are. I imagine this has got to be the same thing. Doesn't this bring you out? Like it's got to be like a rush to do this, right? So what keeps you calm?
I mean, it's dopamine, right? But regardless if you have a reaction,
I don't mind bringing up the wrestling, but are we really interviewing Big Eric? It's not Macho Man Randy Savage.
Why not? Why not? You know, I mean,
why not?
I'm just interested in wrestling. I love wrestling. I love hearing people talk about wrestling.
There's only so much we can say about Rich's downfall. Here's what I will say. I thought about this last night. I thought about showing one of my girlfriend one of Rich's worst live streams where he's like high out of his mind.
Which one?
And be like, baby, this is what drugs do to you. Would you like to stop smoking weed? That will go cold turkey right there.
Does Rich smokes a lot of weed?
He eats a lot of edibles. He does edibles and weed beer.
I don't know. I know the weed crowd's gonna get really pissed off at me for this because I'll be joined if somebody has it around, but I don't buy weed regularly, and it's legal.
Yeah.
It's legal.
Yeah, but would you eat a fucking edible right before you did your show?
Fatso.
No.
I don't know anybody that does weed into their 40s and 50s every day that's doing great. I mean, the one example, who is that guy that yelled at the actor that yelled at Dankula for no reason? Completely freaked out. He used to do all the weed movies.
On the tip of my tongue.
Hair. The guy with the curly hair.
Jim Brewer?
Tip of my tongue.
Seth Rogen.
Oh,
Seth
yeah.
Rogen. Isn't he? He did all those weed movies, right?
Yeah.
That guy's out of his mind now. It seems like
he's
everybody
blitzed.
I know. Yeah, he's a little older than I am. And by the way, I'm not against smoking weed. I'm not against having a joint. If I was a wrestler, I'd probably have a joint every day, or at least after every match, right? But I notice these guys that are like into it, they're just never normal into their 40s and 50s. It's so weird. The only guy that I know, assuming he smoked as much weed as it was Cheech Marin. Everybody else seems to have fucking problems if you're doing it every day. And it seems like your 20s didn't affect you all that much. But I mean, I don't know. Is there a connection there? Because their tempers seem to get shorter. They get irritated. They do the kind of thing Rich does. I mean, it's just like that stuff's not aligned. I don't know if it's got anything to do with it or not, but everybody I know that continues to smoke like they did in high school and college into their 30s and 40s is just not going through a good thing. Yeah. That's what I've noticed. That's all.
I think what's going on though, man.
And I'm talking like every day, not once in a while.
Yeah.
You know, I never quit either. You know?
He's gone on record to say he takes 2 edibles before the streams, and then he drinks at least 3 to 4 weed beers during the streams. I think the issue is I think he's suffering, and I'm not a therapist. I'm not a therapist or anybody, but I think he's going through depersonalization on top of that. So
What's that, Dr. 8-Bit Eric?
Where he basically has no grasp of like the reality and what his internet is like. It's all
means that you're saying he's not self-aware. That would be just every YouTuber on the fucking planet, by the way. Yeah, no, he's in good, but I'm sorry, I don't think it's a good criticism because that's all of them.
Yeah,
but
not everybody's taking.
Yeah, I mean,
not everybody's taking that much.
Not
everybody's taking that much.
Not everybody's
weed on
doing
top
what
of
he's
it.
doing, but you put any YouTuber, all these YouTubers think that the greatest thing is sliced bread. They're all patting themselves on their back. They're all freaking geniuses when they face any kind of pressure. Boogie and Wings have both had that. By the way, I have too, not as extreme as they have. Their whole fucking worldview starts to crumble, and they freak the fuck out. Everybody thinks that once it's good on YouTube, it's going to stay that way forever. And any kind of variance of that will make a YouTuber freak the fuck out, because what happens is light starts to seep in and they realize that they're just a YouTuber, and they try to protect their image or even self-image of being somebody important. And they're not. 8-Bit Eric, I'm going to tell you something right now. You're not important. And neither are you two, fat fucks.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
Of course not.
I think you're putting words in my mouth over your tongue, because I've never thought I was important.
Well,
I did, for
yeah,
sure,
you did.
but I don't anymore.
I'll tell you when you
learned.
did. I'll tell you when you did. When you took on that guy on Bog, 20 years ago, whatever the hell it was.
But I didn't do that because I thought I was important.
Yeah,
I did that
You
because
thought you were importantly good at goddamn COD, and you weren't as good as you thought.
That motherfucker cheated, but regardless, out of the two of us, one of us was a pro player, one of us wasn't.
Yeah.
But regardless, it wasn't even about.
One guy has a
about,
swimming pool, and another guy doesn't.
I actually wouldn't want one,
okay.
but
you wouldn't use it. You wouldn't leave your room.
But you right, I wouldn't use it.
Well, I got to tell you this,
I do
man.
that every
I got to
day.
tell you this in Boogie's witness. When we do a lot of these cons, I'm like, I'm not trying to toot my own horn or whatever, but I feel like I'm pretty down to earth whenever I'm meeting people, because I think there's only so much time.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
There's only so much time in a day, man. And if anybody even chooses to spend a second looking at anything that I do, I don't think I'm worthy of it at all, because I think I suck.
I would tell you out of the whole Dallas crew, the Game Chasers, all those guys, there's one guy that came out of Dallas that was too good for himself. Do you want me to say the name, Eric, or do you want to say it?
I'm not going to say anything because I don't want to assume wrong.
Boogie 2988.
I'll say it. That Wood Hawker, man. Wood Hawker. He's got a channel called Beat 'em Ups, and it's a good channel. He's very good at what he does. He's very entertaining. But he got it into his head that he was better than the guys he came up with, like Game Chasers and everybody else. And they used to hang out. They used to wrestle. They used to play around. They used to have good times, shows. And then the last show Eric Wood did with those guys, he was barely there. He acted like he was too good for it, and all this other. And no, brother, you're not too.
Sounds
good
like
from
normal
the roots
YouTube
you
people.
Came from.
In my experience,
yes,
exactly. I've always hated normal YouTube people.
I see what Tommy's saying though. I met Rich actually one time at a convention. Have y'all ever met Rich?
No.
No. I've talked to him on the phone a couple of times. He was an asshole.
I met him at one in part. I was in Jersey when I met him. It was at a con in Jersey, Parsippany actually, and he seemed all right. He was, didn't seem like he's the way he is now. He just seems like he's gotten a little above everybody now, like Tommy's saying, where you can't say anything about him.
I think he always kind of like that, to be honest with you. He was always. I think he always thought he was. And when I first noticed,
he always looked down
4 years ago when he started battling with the quartering, because he started to realize that quartering was kind of taking his business, and quartering obviously is one side of the culture war. He's on the other, and he really, really resented it. And I got to be honest with you, that's probably what precipitated. I mean, look, we all go up, we all go down. All right, it's just. It's just the way it goes. And he was on his way down as it was, but I don't think he was a lowcow. Well, there was that. He did have bad trolls. I'll give him that. He always had bad trolls. But I mean, that really said it all, because it was so obvious that this, he tried to frame it like there was some kind of political righteousness or some kind of moral righteousness, but it really was just you couldn't stand the quartering kind of took your role, and that's what happened.
And that was around the time that when he went into the mall.
I have breaking news. The quartering is a giant pussy. Thank you.
And by the way, I'm no defender of the quartering. He's not my buddy.
No, yeah.
A lot of these culture warriors on the other side, the right, so to speak, are fucking lame-o YouTubers too. I mean, most of them. Quartering being in the lead.
Yeah. It's interesting. Some of the YouTubers I met at the very top, like Markiplier was so down to earth, And you know, Jacksepticeye like clearly has like anxiety issues, but he was still really down to earth. JonTron was down to earth as they get. Oh, holy shit, it was fun to hang out with John.
Yeah, I bet
but then
right.
yeah, JonTron. But then like some of these mid-level YouTubers too, you meet them and they're like, oh my God, I'm the big shit. I'm basically the next Markiplier. I promise you, you're not.
No, you don't have that great voice.
I promise.
Well, ReviewTech for some reason right now thinks amongst all this Discord voicemails and yelling at people and threatening them that he looks good in all of this for whatever, and he's alone in it.
No.
If you go to all of his comments after any time he streams, if you go to it, you look at the like-dislike ratio, it's over half dislikes. If you go to all the comments, people are literally begging him, dude, please stop. Get off the internet. Like they're literally roasting him in all of his comments. He lost 10,000 subscribers the other day on his main channel.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Wow. It's amazing. God, that takes me a month to lose.
Dude,
lost as much in a day as it takes me to lose in a month.
You've been losing subs for like 5 years already, Boogie. Jeez.
Yeah.
I lost subs for 4 years straight.
Yeah, me too.
I've lost subs for 4 years straight.
Dude.
Yeah, once the algorithm stops showing you new audiences,
what I did is I catered to what I kept.
Yeah,
and then every so often I have bumps. Like I'm in a bump stare now. I'm sure. If lowcow were to end and it's not, I probably would level off and start going down, and something else would happen, and I'd be all right again.
Yeah, I have
a big question for the panel. When it comes to Rich's downfall, how much was it? Do you think is the alcohol, the weed, the divorce, all of that could be his downfall, or how much of it is just he had us falling out with his editor, and his editor was basically his online boyfriend and kept
wrong
him
on both counts. He's mentally ill and he needs serious help.
Yeah,
I think he was always mentally ill. And I think he always
but he's just getting it out.
But something was going right.
No, I think he just needs to get off.
Yeah. Well, how's he going to make money then, though? I mean, there's always that thing. I mean, that's what kind of Wings Redemption is favorite for. He goes, Call of Duty ruined my life. And then, like, he's in a position where he can't leave. He wants to go, but he can't. You know, is Rich in that kind of position?
You can't escape Call of Duty. Like, once you get pigeonholed in a certain thing.
He ruined my life.
It fucking ruined my life. It did. I never played that.
I gotta say,
without it.
I gotta say, didn't you say you hate video games or something not too long ago?
So I can hate them, dude. Hate all of them.
I hate these games. Then why are you so competitive?
I've always been competitive. Like I'm the kind of kid that would kick dirt on your fucking cleats when we lost the baseball game.
And you haven't grown a bit yet emotionally since?
Hell no. It's only a good game if I win, dog. That's it.
Did you ever break a controller? Like if you're at your friend's house as a kid, you break the Super Nintendo controller or something because you lose?
You're bold to saying I had friends as a kid. Like we had fights on the fucking bed right there. Like you know, if you did some of the shit that people do online, like especially in like fighting games in real life, I'm knocking that controller out your fucking hand and then hit you in the jaw right afterwards.
You didn't have a lot of friends when you were a kid, Wings? I think you had a few friends.
Really?
You seem like a people person, dude. I thought.
Yeah, he sure does.
You know, believe this or not, I think I've said this before, but I don't say it very often. But I started my YouTube channel not to try to make money, but to try to get over social phobia. Because like my whole adult life, I had a house payment at 19, so I had to work to pay bills since I was like 19. And I didn't. All I did was go to work, come home, sleep. Go to work, come home, sleep. And I found myself getting social phobia because like if I had to go to like Walmart. I wanted to go to Walmart at like 2:00 in the morning because there's no people there. But if I had to be in large crowds, it almost made me hyperventilate. So I started YouTube to try to like get myself more accustomed.
And luckily you got famous. That's so funny.
Yeah.
And then the internet treated you
well. Luckily
so
for me, I made a lot of
now.
fucking money.
And
so like I had the best equipment starting out when people didn't invest in it.
And now you're becoming a legend of the day by. Now you're becoming a legend of the day by roasting Rich.
Yeah, I suppose. Was that your move? Like I know what I'll do. I'll get Elgato or something like that before it's like kind of common. You think that's what got you in the door?
I'm guessing it was the move that made me successful, but I didn't do it for that reason. I did it because I had a HD TV when HD TVs were rare, and I couldn't stand recording in like 480p.
Laziness thing.
So I'm like,
But
well, it was more like I wanted HD recording.
But also I remember like early era of YouTube, it was a big deal if you had a capture card and you were a gaming channel because everybody was just everybody was just aiming their camera at TV.
Yeah. And I had HD quality footage with a good microphone and all this stuff because I was making $80,000 in like 2005.
Damn.
You know, and that's good money back then.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's funny. You sound like a real prick when you were growing up. I tell everybody off the show. Everybody asks me what they don't ask me what Boogie's like, but they always ask me what Wing's like. I say he's a great guy. He's like a really nice guy. He's great. I like talking baseball with him, and he's a bro. And then
everybody has already made up their mind about who I am.
But Wings is a little more mystery with Wings. And I tell him and they either they don't believe me. But I said, no, he's kind of a bro. And then you make me look like a fucking idiot every time I tell that story. And you start crying on your stream. Oh, Tommy's going to go to bed and they're going to leave us. Boo.
But that's me not with my money messed up. It's like right now I'm pissed off at Keemstar right now because we got to do this trip I've invested $2,000 into.
Yeah.
And he goes ghost on us for 2 fucking weeks. And I'm like, I want an itinerary. How are we going to try to make some of this money we've invested back into the show?
You're not.
Vlog.
It was a bad idea. You're not.
I know it's a bad idea, but I at least want to make half of it.
You make your money.
Vlog it.
You know how you make your money back? You talk about Rich for the next like 2 weeks. You'll make the money back.
Yeah. Okay. Deal. Yeah. Because that's the thing, Rich. It is not personal. Tommy said earlier he doesn't care that your mom's sick, whatever. I care to the degree that if you called me, I would talk to you about it. But here on the job, I'm gonna do the job. I'm gonna do the job. When you want to call me and talk, we'll talk for hours. I don't give a shit. I'll be your girlfriend.
I don't care about his mother. It doesn't mean like, oh God, I hope she gets hit by a truck. It just simply means that I don't sit around and think it. I'm not gonna pretend I do because I'm not the only person that doesn't care her mother. You don't care about her mother. You don't care about his mother, and you don't care about his mother. You got your own problems and everything else going on. Yeah. It doesn't mean you hate elderly people. The fact that we all
if I could physically help,
we all got to pretend that we're all caring at all times. I don't care about Dr. Disrespect. I don't care what happened to him. I don't care about that girl. I don't know. I don't even know if it's a girl. I don't care, and I'm not going to pearl clutch and pretend like Boogie does.
Yeah. But I also see what Tommy's saying. It's not the audience's problem that Rich is having personal troubles. They want to be entertained. They don't want to see somebody sit here and cry and talk about what they're going to do and what they're not going to do. They want to see him entertained. They want to see him make content. And everybody that he's talking to, including you guys, me, whoever, we're all making content for our audiences. You guys are grinding y'all's podcast is growing. You got how many members? What the fuck is Rich doing? Except
if I was Rich, I'd make you my content.
Like what? And even then, when he tries to make these guys content, he flounders like a fat fish on the beach. Like his gotchas are terrible.
You might not know this, but I asked Rich on the show too, and he said no.
Yeah, he said last night he would never come on, that he hates y'all, and he said you
because he wanted me to go on his show last night. I'm like, no, this is not how this works. You come on my show.
Yeah,
right. Yeah,
and we'll talk about it.
Yeah. Well, he said you.
I mean, I'll go on his show again. I'll go on his show again and just say Lowcow Live. Come talk to me there.
Exactly. I'll go on his show. I'll go on your show. Sure. I'll go.
Yeah. Cool. Get Tommy on there. I don't think you're going to want it, Rich, but go right ahead. He's going to treat you way meaner than Wings.
I can see Tommy now. Bring your mother on. Let me talk to her.
Yeah.
Bring your mother on. Let me talk to her.
Roll her in here, son. Just move the chicken. Roll her over here in the front of the camera.
Back there, I got to stream.
I will tell you, there is a vicious cycle that you can find yourself in as a lolcow, and Rich is in that cycle now. And Tommy's right. The best way to break that cycle is to quit.
Or take a
break, take a cool off period, right? Yeah. So like originally, people watched Rich for the video game stuff, right? Mm-hmm. And so if he just only ever done that, he might have been okay. But then the more politically right-leaning people, a lot of gamers are right-leaning. So the politically right-leaning people started stealing his audience, and he saw his numbers drop. So then he thought to himself, well, what if I'm a bit of the entertainment, right? I'll take my tits out. I'll suck on a chicken. I'll do whatever I need to do. And then you become a lolcow. And now most of Rich's content is either the way he reacts to something, other people talking about him and him reacting to that, or him talking about himself, and there's nothing good to say, right? Like all Rich can do is continue to make a lowcow out of himself to make money, and that money will dry up eventually. And you probably Keemstar is not going to throw you a bone like he did for the people like me and Jordy. Okay, you're not going to get a lifeline like this show, Rich. You're just so stop. Stop being a lowcow. Stop.
To touch on that though, Boogie, it wasn't like you and Wings and even Tommy weren't doing anything with y'all's product, with y'all's brand. Keem saw potential because you were still grinding and you were still trying to do. This guy, his audience is literally saying, do anything but get high on stream. Talk about games, talk about politics, do anything. Yeah, they're literally like, Rich, can you please do anything but live stream high and watch DSP? Talk about politics, talk about games.
Every time I go into his stream,
does he still really?
He's highest in DSP content.
Yeah, dude, he's out of it. He literally sits there high.
He rags on DSP. You're not kidding.
Yes. I'm not.
Course,
no,
absolutely.
He will sit there for 2 hours and watch detractor content and sit there and just. And he has the balls to call.
He'll go in there and donate to DSP just to create content.
Yes, he's done that
because Tommy, it worked for him for so long. He keeps trying to go back to his roots, where he's like the internet bully or the internet whatever, and it's just not working.
He is the guy he used to bully.
Because he was threatening to sue us last night, or at least me.
Yeah, he said it was slander
for defamation.
You're going to talk. This is fucking slander. This is literal fucking slander.
Well, that I'm like, go ahead for that. You're wasting.
If I remember correctly, like Wings was sort of like, look, Worski and PPV are kind of shoehorning this to their own thing. What happened was his mom came in, and I guess he said, "No, I can't do this now." Is that what he said?
Yeah,
Wings.
Basically,
that's like no. We didn't call his parenting bad. Certainly,
I think he was talking about me saying that he had pornographic images next to images of children in bathing suits.
Yeah,
and I use the word allegedly.
Yeah.
I'm almost 1,000% certain I did.
That was the rumor that was.
That was the only point I was
said that he admitted to that.
No, he admitted to having the. So the other allegation is that those bikini pictures were in the same folder as porn. That's the other allegation, that he has a porn folder.
What?
No, that's what we're saying allegedly. That's what we're saying allegedly.
Who made that? Who made the allegation? Allegedly, it had to come from somewhere.
I think Kino Casino said it.
So they said it. They said, "Oh yeah, they're incredible."
Yeah. But here's the thing, though. Is Rich is saying, "Oh, Wings, you're slandering me. You know what? Wings is a file. So you're threatening to slander somebody, but then you're saying slander's literally in the same breath."
I've been getting this all the time, especially with this Dr. Disrespect shit going on. Like, what you did was worse. Like, me making tasteless jokes on a podcast in front of everybody is the same realm as somebody going in somebody's DMs and being like,
"Hey, baby,
your hair smells nice tonight." you know, that's the same realm.
And it's just, internet's weird, man. That's what it is.
I hope somebody picks on you one day, Vic Eric.
Yeah. Oh, dude. Yeah. People pick on me for years. Yeah,
but you're like kind of a wrestler.
You're a heel
so
in wrestling.
Probably okay with it.
Dude,
yeah, he's got some pretty dedicated trolls, but they're. Okay. I mean, they make Wings 007.
Dude, I've been sent. See, I've been sent. I've been doxxed. I've had people like stalk me at conventions. I've had people confront. Hey, for the record, I never said Tommy was mean to me. I said Tommy was an asshole, which is a fact.
You're being I saw that whole video.
And Johnny is Tommy is an asshole. Ain't nobody disagrees with that.
And you know what? It was mostly because Rich wasn't letting any of us talk. He kept trying to let me talk.
You both
One
sucked.
Second.
Pause. Be honest, you both sucked. You didn't have your stories quite together, and he wasn't that entertaining.
Well,
Rich. You're obsessed with him. Let's be honest.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
No. Tommy,
maybe you're doing what he's doing.
Let me ask you. Can I ask you this, Eric?
Tommy, I f***ed away. Everybody f***ed away, and then all of a sudden, we're all pieces of shit. He's going scorched earth. I think he's the one that's obsessed.
Well, now he is. I'll give him that. But you know much. You're an A-logger. Yeah. Let's be honest here. I mean, come on. You're logging.
Aren't we all though?
I'm not. I don't.
Yeah,
I don't consider myself an A-logger.
What attracts you to Rich though? Like, what attracts you to Rich?
Don't ever use the word attract and Rich in the same.
No. The answer is, you know what? It was a good question. It was a good question.
No,
why
I got you.
Why are you that into it? Why?
Well, because he makes it so easy to roast him.
So you're a bully.
Well, now I am.
Yeah, but there's other people out there. Like there's Andrew Ditch. There's like Cyrex. There's 100 people that you can.
Dude, okay, because Rich is the one that came out and made fake shit about me, but he's crying that I'm making fake shit about him. So I'm just gonna milk it.
So it's revenge.
I'm gonna milk it. No, it's not revenge. I'm just reacting to what he's doing.
Yeah, but you like it. You enjoy it. You get a big gleam in your eye.
I mean, don't you think it's funny, Tommy?
What I was trying to say, like most of my trolls.
Yeah. The first time I didn't. It's funnier.
Tommy, imagine you're a pro wrestler, right? And my gotcha on you is I'm gonna watch his matches because he's gonna be embarrassed. Like
you repeated this though, but let me give you an example here. Like my trolls, I understand why they're trolls. I've offended them. I kicked them out of streams. I belittled them when they were like one of my biggest fans. They have a vendetta against me in some way and form. Like what created your vendetta against Rich? What was the oscillation?
His meltdown on me saying that I was a talentless hack, that he's going to make my life a living hell. Now he's wanting his Discord.
Who calls that meltdown?
Now he's wanting to dig up dirt.
No. We're not talking about now. We're talking about before. Answer Wing's question. That's a fair question.
The first one was because for whatever reason he was telling the whole internet that I leaked his private Facebook when I didn't. He was saying that I was leaking his private info.
And that really bothered you.
It didn't bother me. It made me say, okay, it's fair game now.
Well, man, that's
and
now it's an endless cycle since you got.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah, okay,
you lean into it. I leaned into it.
It probably stops when Rich stops being a lowcow.
I even said on
Twitter, but Rich did stop being a lowcow for a while. That's my biggest thing. Like he's looking at slander. I would say, like, dude, you're f***ing your life up. You had it so nice, and now just because you want to be a little bit more lazy and you want a little bit more money in your account, you're going back to lowcow. Because, like, yeah, he had to pay Jay to edit his videos, but at the same time, he was making more money with Jay editing his videos.
Yeah,
I see what y'all are saying. No, I see what y'all are saying when it grinds.
All I'm saying is started the cycle, and obviously you leaned into it. We get all of that.
Yeah,
I'm not even saying like don't do it, but like I know what Wayne's doing. He's trying to get a profile of a troll here. And the thing that's funny about you is you've been a victim of this stuff too, but you have no problem doing it to anybody else. Now, I don't have a problem with that. That's kind of ironic. Let's be honest.
Okay, so it is a little bit, but that's how the game's played, right?
You see it as a game?
I see it as a game.
Yeah, you don't care.
I'm gonna say something right now because, like, right now on my phone, trolls are trying to get into one of my insurance accounts.
See, I don't see that as a game, though. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that to Rich.
No, I'm not accusing.
Because I know this because they keep sending me info. It's like, hey, here's a code. Here's a code. Here's
no, that happens to me too, man.
And it's like, it's like they somehow convinced I've done insurance fraud at some point.
No, that's bullshit.
Which I haven't.
That's so weird.
Let me go on the record. I don't condone people calling CPS on people's kids and families and shit like that.
Obviously,
I don't condone that. But if he's gonna sit there and fucking melt down on me shirtless, making himself look like a fucking fool, I'm gonna fucking make content about it, logging it.
Of course.
I wish people would just make that content on me. Like, if you want to make fun of me for smelling my chair, go to fuck for it. My issue is, like, you just want to take something and blow it out of proportion and try to use it as a means to disable any amount of money I'll make anywhere else in the world. I mean, because I feel like I got to do this game on hard mode.
Well, technically, like, that's what Rich is trying to do to you. That's what Rich is trying to do to you now, saying that you slandered him.
Yeah, but he's using the same that's been out there for 45 years at this point.
And can do his pot and wine.
He got enough money to file litigation against me at this point. Like, the reason
when he watches this on stream, he's going to be crying. It's going to be great.
So you're saying this is a game. You're leaning into it. You accept. This is what I give you, Apic. You accept what happens to you, right? Except when you whine and cry about making a video of me. But otherwise, you.
hey! But I had to get something out of it. I got embarrassed a little bit.
That's fair enough.
In his defense, you are an ass.
I'm not in the business of arguing about that. But and certainly he had every right to do it. Cash in, I guess. Yeah. You know, I don't know.
I don't hate you, Tommy. I don't hate you. And what's funny? What's funny is as soon as y'all were announced for that Retropalooza Houston, I shit you not, so many people hit up my DMs like instantly because y'all think y'all were live when Keemstar announced it. Oh my God, Tommy's coming to Houston. Are y'all two gonna fight? Are y'all two gonna fight? Are y'all... Dude, I swear to God, I swear to God, the second that it was
you're
announced,
like me. Once it's off, it's off. Once the camera's off, you're done. Yeah, I'm
no. I was like, no, dude. The first thing I thought was cool. I haven't met Wings. I haven't met you. I swear to God, every time I'm supposed to be somewhere,
I'm not going to jail for assault over calling you a pussy. You know, it's not happening.
No. But like it's funny because even Keem was supposed to show up when Kid Behind a Camera came the year before, and Keem didn't. Like it's like every time I'm supposed to meet Keem, something happens. I'm over here like, dude, do you know how Boogie? You know how wasted I get? I drink the whole weekend. I wanted to just party and hang out, make some content. Instead,
see me like I try to avoid that.
I don't know how anybody found out I was going anywhere. I'm not going anywhere. I mean, I live too far
No,
away.
yeah, dude. Everybody instantly was like, "Oh, dude, Tommy's gonna be there. Y'all two gotta fight."
I might make fun of you, but I probably wouldn't.
Yeah,
I would honestly,
I would like to see you fight.
I gotta be honest. Maybe this will make me look like a big fake. I wouldn't even make fun of Eric unless there was a camera on.
Yeah. I mean, I get it.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. I'm starting to get you a little more apic, Eric. I still think you're a fucking flaming dork, but hey. You know,
hey, that's fine.
I'm the nicest, most passive guy you'll meet.
I had to save Boogie's panel though.
You don't drink, do you, Wayne?
Yeah, you know you did. Oh my God,
I don't do any.
So I uploaded.
You wouldn't have a beer with me, Wings?
Hell no.
One.
My dad's an alcoholic. No, really? Not one.
What? Boring.
Not even one. My dad's an alcoholic. I have an addictive personality. I don't touch.
So having no duels. Having no duels.
No, why would you want to drink?
I'd rather have a Coca-Cola.
Why get him in the door?
No, duels is zero alcohol.
So fat without drinking. Like all my weight is like beer weight.
McDonald's.
That's so.
Yep. See, there you go.
No, Coke.
Coca-Cola. Soda is poison, man.
Like I don't eat that much. Like people are like, oh, you must gorge yourself. Like no, I mean I
eat
you
all right?
A regular person eats, but I drink
like
5 or 6 sodas.
No,
looking
up like Joe Biden.
Bro, you were sitting there with your tongue out.
I was looking at Rich right now, looking for other things to talk about.
Oh, what's he doing?
Yeah, not much. Yeah, I think he's taking a day off. Yeah, that's my.
Boogie, your blood pressure's way to fuck up, dude.
Is it?
How are you?
Wait, you can
your
see
face.
Why do you say that?
Oh yeah, you're red.
Look at his face; it's red.
My face is red all the time, y'all.
No, it was peach when we first started, and it's gradually gotten redder and redder.
Oh, okay, that's weird. I don't know why,
dude. It looks
I'm not having like a doctor disrespect moment right now.
I honestly thought you were like something was happening. I literally the first time.
Yeah, your tongue was out.
No,
your tongue literally was out.
It looked like you were having a medical episode.
That when they're typing though.
Well, yours red is when you mowed your grass.
How about this
right now?
Oh God, I might be dying. Do I need to take my blood pressure? Jesus.
How about this? How about we did an hour, and we'll see you. See these guys Tuesday. How about that?
I will say.
I want to say this before we cut off. Like when I messaged Eric, I thought he was just going to spit in my face because I thought he got a super bad vibe because I criticized him so hard for being a good detractor last time.
I got to say this about you though. Anytime you message me, I got to check and see if it's the real Wings or not because there's so many fake Wings out there.
Well, if you got a message from me and you're following me, because nobody can message me unless I'm following them.
Because you sent me a Discord friend request and I was like, "Is this the real Wings?" And you're like, "Yes." And I was all like, "I can't figure out if he's not." So yeah, I appreciate
it's usually me. I usually like I sent you and Melanie one, and you accepted, and Melanie didn't. So
why don't we bag it?
I do.
Go ahead.
Before we bag it, I do want to say thank you, by the way, for saving my panel. I was having a miserable time down in Houston. My back, the entire trip down there, I don't know what it was. I got home and immediately adjusted my pain meds, less tramadol, more gabapentin, all that stuff. But I was so miserable driving down there, so miserable the night I got there, that my panel was going to be garbage.
I sat
and then
there.
It's so funny because people reacted to it. And they were like mean to it.
Yeah.
And like, you were funny, dude. I don't know. I go watch it on my YouTube channel.
Yeah, he was late.
He was
late.
Check out 8-Bit Eric. I was 5 minutes late to the panel.
No,
but I was,
Okay, anyways.
I was on YouTube time. I was an hour late to the opining of the doors, but I never show up the opening doors. Why do y'all open it at 9 a.m.? That don't make no sense. Yes, Jordy?
Can you take a spine buster?
What is a spine buster?
You just jump and land flat on your back. You'll be good.
Oh, Probably not. Sounds like a bad call. If
I've been thinking about this wrestling match. I think I'm thinking about it more than you. I'm like,
probably not.
I know how I want the match to end, but I need to get me a big power move in.
Yeah, we'll talk it over,
man.
man.
Boogie that won't hospitalize, and I'm thinking off the rope spine buster like Arn Anderson.
Oh God! I mean,
if I can get under your stomach, I can use the momentum to pick you up.
Give me 6 more months of Ozempic. Let's see if we can
do
it.
Guys, just find a midget.
Eric's watch him destroy Rich on the daily right now, which is a lot of fun. Well, continue to watch Rich's Meltdown, but be sure not to watch it on Rich's channel because that would be like blogating and doxing. We don't want to do anything like that. You should watch it on 8-Bit Eric's channel instead. Eric, thanks for coming today. Tommy, you got anything to close with?
Sub 8-Bit Eric.
Yes, absolutely.
As always, guys, thanks for watching. I love you very much. Tommy probably hates you.
Y'all have a good one.
I'm just you're talking shit about your big fucking ugly mouth. You're all hateful, fucking racist bigots. You and your fucking podcast.